Okay, so I know I haven't posted anything in a while, but in this video, I'm going to show you how to make some awesome airplanes. For an airplane, you need to know how to make the basic dart. I'm going to show you how to do that, and then all the other variations on it, you can just look at the airplane and pretty much get an idea for it. I might touch them up in another video, but, so, I'm going to show you how to make the basic dart. One sec. To make the basic dart, you need a regular piece of paper. I'm just using scratch paper since I'm not gonna keep this because they're easy to make. So, alright, let's see. For the basic dart, do it like this. For the basic dart, here's your piece of paper. I'm going to fold it in half, like this. Crease it nice and flat. Try and make sure your fold's even with the other side. Sometimes I have trouble with that. So now, the piece of paper is going to look like this. Then, you want to open it up. You want to take this corner, fold it down. Now me, this is one part I always have trouble with. I always fold it over too much, because I find I'm always looking at the bottom of the corner to see if it's aligned with the center fold that I've made, and I don't look at the top till afterwards. So look at the top and the bottom. Once you get it right, do the same thing on the other side. And it's pretty easy to tell if you have it wrong, because one side won't, the bottoms won't meet up with each other. Okay, there. Now we have a little triangle. Fold. Which view is here? Now you want to take this corner. Fold it down. Oops. So it lines up with your center line. Again. Very good. To the top view, look. See? Now I'm going to repeat that step on the other side. Remember to crease it really well. Here's what it looks like. Now, fold your plane in half. Give it another crease down the center line, and then fold over. You can make the wings as long as you want, or as short as you want. The longer the wings, the better, but they can get too short, because you see here, on the top of our plane, you got this little part here that folds in there, that keeps it in there. If it gets to where you're having it really short, so you have really wide wings, you want to staple it or else. Because it does pop open once the plane is in air, as you can see here. But it will pop open too much. So then you want to staple it. And you can staple it now if you like, but you don't have to. And just make sure, fold the tip a little bit better if you need to, because it might look a little odd. And then for tail wing flaps, you just make rips in the back. About, see right here, about that big. Now, simple description on tail wing flaps. Let me go back to my face here. Simple description on tail wing flaps. If they're pointing up, like the airplane. So, if you have them pointing up, then the airplane is going to go upward. It's going to tilt upward. Sometimes it will come like this, it will go up and then slide down, or you can get it to do a loop sometimes. And then if you have them down, it's going to do a dive and crash. Unless, of course, you have a really tall 2-story house or something and you make it do an underloop somehow. Then there's other things, like one of them up and one of them flat is going to turn. So then if you have the left flap up, it will turn left. Same thing with the right flap. But then if you have them opposite, it will make it spin. If the right flap's up, it's going to spin. Now, let's get on to the other airplanes, okay? I am going to show I'm going to just show the plane, and then you should be able to figure out how to make it, because they're pretty simple. So, let's get the ball rolling here with this airplane here. It's a really long one. I've added tail wing flaps on all portions except the middle. Now, one thing to note about this plane here, because here's the plane we just made. Now you see the front here, it looks like that, and the back looks like it with tail wing flaps, but the middle is kind of different. Now, when I folded the plane, see, I fold it in half lengthwise. To make the middle plane for this one, this long plane doesn't fly, by the way, I did the same thing, but I folded it in half the other direction, the width. So like this, and the other two are like this. And then, as you can see here, nice, let's see, there's a staple there. I put a staple there to hold that one. And then I put a staple in the back. Or no, staple right here, yeah. And a staple to hold that one. So the front one's really the only one that pops open, okay? That plane doesn't fly. If you think you can improve on it, yes. Now, I don't have names for all the planes. Now, here's this little plane. This one does fly. It only has tail wing flaps in the middle, which cover the span of the middle airplane and the two right wing portions of the other airplanes. And then I added some toothpicks to make it a little bit stronger. You know, just help hold it with some tape down there, simple. And then I put a staple right there and on the other side to hold the two sections of wing back. This one's ripped a little bit on this side, which I'll have to fix. And then, as you can see here, I just held them with some staples holding the noses down in this bar. And then the backs, as you can see there, are stapled by the wings. This plane is a pretty good flying plane that catches the wind. Now this looks kind of familiar. It's from that really long airplane. This is folding the paper by the width, not the length, or width-wise. You know, it doesn't fly too good. Next you have the bent nose airplane. See that nice little bent nose there? So what I did is I did the width version of the basic dart. Okay, so here's what you would have. And then I folded the nose back. So you folded it back, and then I folded it over a bit. And then the bent nose airplane. That one doesn't fly very good. The nose doesn't beat it from its flying. Then there's this airplane here. It's a basic dart with tail wing flaps, so you can do cool stuff, and it's got this tail here, kind of like on real airplanes. But then the tail, you can see the angle that I just cut it at. I think that's either a 45 degree, I don't know. I wasn't really measuring when I cut it, I just cut it so it looked good. And then, if you can see, under a wing I stapled it down. And then I put another staple up in front. Let's see. There we go. Put another staple in front just to hold it in place. Then airplanes with mine. Okay, this airplane, I'm unfolding it here so I can kind of maybe see what I did. It's been so long. Okay, one sec. Okay. So here's what I did, okay. So here's your basic dart look on the airplane. And then I folded it so you see you have a really thin holding grip right there. And then I folded the wings over. So here's an end view. Kind of makes this kind of a shape. It's a dart, like the basic dart. Now we're getting into some better airplanes, like the TO-37. It's just two basic darts, stapled at the tips, and stapled right there. And then I used some staples, like, I did kind of a cross thing, I don't know what I was thinking. Let's see if we can, right there. To hold on these blue things, you can get the basic idea for the length. But then, really, when you staple, you don't want to staple this way. You want to staple up and down. Because then, unstaple it on the thing. And then you do the same thing for the other side. And then I took some little red feathers that happened to be lying around from something. Maybe a feather boa, and I stapled them on there to make nice looks. And then, tail wing flaps on either ends, not in the middle. And then, as you can see, I wrote TO-37 right there. Now we're getting into some fancier airplanes. There's a link in the bottom, because you see this airplane up here. Watched the video called World's Best Airplane. It had a tail, but I took the tail off to try it, to see what would happen, and it flew really straight. He had like a 4-story building he was throwing it off of, and so that didn't seem too fair, since I only have a 2-story house, and I can't really throw it out the window anymore. But basically, I took the tail off, and this flew really straight. So I made an orange one, and then I took a pink basic dart and stuck it on the back. This plane, you can do various tricks with it. It doesn't fly too good, you have to throw it just right. And now, here's the best airplane that I've made. I don't know, staple in here, it's having problems. This is the crab star. Okay, now I know my green circles with crabs in them aren't equal in size and positioning. I tried my best. I think I was rushing a little bit, I could have done a little bit better, but... So basically the crab star is 2 basic darts. And then what I've done is I've taken a little angled piece. Let's see if we can... there it is, because you kind of see the angle. So it makes the planes so that they're flat. Like that, and one plane, if you see the tip, is slightly more forward than the other because of the angle. Let's get rid of it. So yeah. Crab star. Let's see here, one sec. The crab star is a good airplane. I colored it blue on the bottom, just a gray bottom. It has 4 tail wing flaps, as you can see here. I think if I remember correctly, it has 37 tail wing combinations. I will put that in the description just to make sure I might have wrote it down somewhere. But this is an excellent airplane. This one's a little bit old from use, but yes. Now, there's another airplane that my friend gave me a book full of airplanes and other things to build. There's another airplane. I need to find that book so I can make it again, and then I can show you how. I took this really neat looking airplane and I glued 2 of them together and it flew really good. The first time I did that, I couldn't make the right propeller the second time, but I gave it a propeller and the propeller actually spun. So I tried